So some unlikely names were into the hat for the fourth round draw.
Number 18. Number 10.
Stevenage's reward is a home tie against Reading. The sole non-league representatives, Crawley Town, travel to Torquay. Memories of the 76 final were evoked as Southampton drew Manchester United. Bolton and Wigan contest an all-Premier League clash. Burton take on Burnley. The London derby between Fulham and Tottenham promises much. Plus, Swansea play Orient and Watford welcome Brighton.
25. 23.
As we know, Everton play Chelsea. Huddersfield Arsenal harks back to the days of old. Notts County have the dream ticket. The Manchester City millionaires go to Meadow Lane. More on these intriguing ties later in the show. There's a West Midlands derby as Birmingham face Coventry. Wolves take on Stoke. And Aston Villa will play Blackburn. West Ham welcome Nottingham Forest. And Sheffield Wednesday will entertain Hereford.
The fans and the people in this town are very, very proud people.
But they've got a great tradition, great supporters, and we'd like to one day produce a great team.
They're one of the biggest teams in the country.
Not fair, no. Respect them, certainly. The magic of the FA Cup, who knows what may come to pass.
Huddersfield Town are League One, West Yorkshire and proud. A club steeped in history, once a dominating presence. In the 1920s, they won 3 league titles and the FA Cup in 1922, under the stewardship of the great Herbert Chapman.
Lots of tradition in the past with some very famous managers. Obviously, winning the FA Cup in that past history, and you know, it's a big club. It's got big ambitions. So these type of games that we're being involved in at this moment in time are something that the fans are enjoying.
It's the FA Cup, and it's the most famous club competition in the world. It would be a great test for Huddersfield to try and play against one of the world's best teams. So it's just a great occasion, and certainly the biggest game I've ever played in.
Yeah, they've got a great tradition as well, and it'll be a difficult game, and Arsenal obviously one of the best teams in the country, if not Europe.
I think as players you want to pit your wits against the top teams, to go to the Emirates and play, which undoubtedly is a top Arsenal side, is something we all would love to do, and hopefully we can go there and give a good account of ourselves.
1930 provided the most famous cup meeting between the two. Huddersfield then the major side, Arsenal the underdogs, managed by Herbert Chapman. The Gunners prevailed 2-0 and they've progressed to be one of the most successful English clubs. From Chapman to Wenger, both men have changed the way football is played on these shores.
To play against some of the best individual players in world football, but also a fantastic team in the way that they play the game under one of the most knowledgeable managers in the game in terms of Arsene Wenger. He's producing quality players on a season-by-season basis, and I think everyone agrees on that day that they're one of the best teams in the country to watch.
Certainly very easy on the eye the way they play, and I've got some wonderful individuals. We'll have to work very, very hard, make it difficult for them in any way that we possibly can, and hopefully disrupt any of the free-flowing football that they obviously like to play.
Apart from parking the coach in the goal, it'll be difficult, we know that. I mean, they've turned over a lot of quality teams in Europe and in the Premier League, but we've got to go there with a bit of belief. There have been upsets at the Emirates. Why can't it be us?
Arsenal eventually beat another Yorkshire side, Leeds, in the third round after a replay. Huddersfield carried the burden of favourites against non-league Dover and won 2-0. This time they go into the fourth round with no pressure.
You have to be at the best physical and mental state to play to your maximum. We'll be well prepared, and underdogs, maybe there's no pressure on us to get a result. And who knows, maybe we just can do that.
Dreams, it'd be probably 2-1, 1-0, and you know, to score in the last minute or something like that, and to go away and celebrate with the many thousands, I'm sure, of Huddersfield Town fans that have made the trip.
Coming up, Notts County are bullish about facing Manchester City.
I'm a winner, I've always been a winner. And I don't just come to clubs, to manage clubs, just to, you know, settle for mediocre.
We reveal Aston Villa's glorious FA Cup heritage. And rest assured there's no danger of mortal wounding in our cup quiz.
Oh, you're killing me.
In Middle England, a proud football institution, Aston Villa have tasted FA Cup glory 7 times. Their first success was way back in 1887, and their fans need long memories.
Walls in Villa Park, you know, directors' rooms and that, they had the pictures of all those heroes of yesteryear, you know.
The club's second win came in 1895, but embarrassingly they lost the original trophy, stolen from a Birmingham shop. Such profligacy was not replicated on the pitch as Villa triumphed 6 times by 1920. Memories of these wins still lingered when the team at last reached another final in 1957.
In our dressing room, the kit man missed a penalty in the 1913 Cup final. Charlie Wallace was his name, and Charlie, we used to get on to Charlie about missing the penalty in the Cup final, but he always come back with, I crossed the ball for Harry Hampton to head into the back of the net, and he got his medal out of his waistcoat pocket and showed it to us.
Peter McParland and his Villa teammates were after their own medals but faced the Busby Babes of Manchester United, aiming to match Villa's double of 1897. McParland's involvement was pivotal. How about this for starters? People
did shoulder charge. Goalkeepers were that way, that they took the shoulder charge and give you more back at different times. It was a case of my head hitting the side of his jaw. I was the real bad guy at the time.
No subs were permitted then. Goalkeeper Ray Wood was replaced but struggled on outfield, and Villa pressed home their advantage in the second half.
My own dream was to score a goal in the cup final, never mind the winning goal. When I scored the first goal, for that fraction of a second, I was saying to myself, you've done it, you've scored in the cup final. After that, I got the second goal, which was, turned out that we need the second goal.
It was required. United's consolation was not enough. Villa had managed a then record-breaking 7th FA Cup.
It was the greatest moment for me, and it was the greatest moment for all my teammates, you know. Other little things happened in life after that, in my football life, which were big as well, but the cup final stands out. So it was a marvellous occasion, the FA Cup final.
In the modern era, Villa have laboured. In 2000, the club reached their first final for 43 years. Roberto Di Matteo scored the only goal for the rising giants of Chelsea.
I am fed up talking about my cup final. I want now to see Aston Villa win the cup and someone to be the hero of he scored the winning goal in the cup final.
Last season, another chance went begging. Again, Chelsea were the spoilers at the semi-final stage. The Londoners winning 3-0 as Villa's FA Cup drought goes on.
There's a lot of people at Aston Villa now, the supporters, and they said we've seen them win the league, we've seen them win the European Cup, and we want to see them win the FA Cup. This is the one that Aston Villa supporters want.